Well, I was gonna wear longer pants this morning, but then I keep thinking that the only ones I want to wear are my black pants, and I don't really have any short sleeve black shirt. My color options for those black pants are very limited in the summer. Morning, morning.
Not to mention it's going to be 81 today.
Google says 86. This morning and freaking... So, Aaron yesterday got his 100 hours defended on a gym.
When my Pokemon came back.
When the Pokemon came back after 5 days of being on the gym or something like that. I'm up to 22 now. This is what it's like being a blue player versus a yellow player in at least Beaverton. I'm not sure if there is a yellow.
Cal even.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you could have like our area. But I've driven around enough Beaverton, I've noticed there's a lot of blue all over the place. There may be islands somewhere in Portland that are completely lost. There's actually a yellow gym down by Willie. That's completely, it's just yellow every single time. It's just in the middle of a long road at a park. For those of you who aren't on my Facebook or aren't on my Snapchat, because I realized you aren't on Facebook, so I sent you a Snapchat message directly, we had our 10th anniversary. We didn't do shit for it because it's 10th anniversary and we're in our 30s and it's just sort of like, oh yay, 10 years. I think people on Facebook are having much more of a heyday time with it than we are.
Yeah, but it's still, it's good. I don't feel the need to really do anything to market or to celebrate, but I'm happy about it.
Oh, class. I don't know where they're coming from necessarily, but they had to stop for us because the scaffolding's in the way, and once I realized, I'm like, oh look, glass. Which is really funny because they apparently didn't know about it and they would have rolled right over it. Big chunks of glass.
Yeah.
They probably could have popped their tire on the four-wheeler. Because that thing's a four-wheeler. Everything, all the other ones are golf carts. That thing's like, it's got big old fat tires and whatnot. It's not necessarily that big a deal. It is a big deal, especially now in this day and age. 10 years is actually a pretty big deal.
For anybody.
For anybody. And then as I said, let alone for the gay community. So, I mean, people are like, I've actually had people tell me, they're like, 10 years? Like even Eddie's like, holy crap, that's a long time. You know, I've known TJ a long time. And I've got people in the gay community that are like, how did you manage to last past the first year? I'm like, cause I'm... I'm not a hookah? Sorry, we were...
Is that why you're dressed like a hookah?
Modern Family last night. It was probably a older episode, but it was... We watched a little bit of it, and then we watched Moana last night. I didn't really want to watch Moana, and exactly how I felt after the movie is exactly how I thought I'd feel after the movie. It's just... I knew it was not going to be a Lilo and Stitch or anything. It was more of a classic Disney semi-musical.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not really into those. Unless they like Lilo and Stitch, which has a lot of music, but has a lot of modern music-ish. Probably why I'm not, and that's why I haven't watched Frozen yet. I'm saying it's not a terribly bad movie. I did see the ending coming though. But I was noticing the mythical allegories to natural processes.
Yeah.
Which is perfect for such a scientific-ish atheist. Sorry, scientific atheist-ish person that I am. Always makes me wonder when like the tree limbs get a little bit saggy, but then the tall-ass Nike shuttles like run into them and just... It just sounds like someone's biffing it. Skateboarder, bicyclist, if someone biffs it, I'm gonna look and be like, do they need medical attention? No?
Can I laugh?
Sometimes a person does, especially in YouTube videos, sometimes the person really does need medical attention. But I know it's on a television screen, so it's like I can't do anything. It's also old, probably.
Would you put Scyther up against Arcanine?
I don't know. It literally put my Charizard up against him. But he's so weak in comparison.
Yeah.
We're taking down a red gym. See, this I understand. Taking Charizard with fire abilities up against
Yeah.
executor. Oh my God, he's less than 1,300. What?
You leaned back into my phone. Or I moved forward and your back hit my phone. I don't know.
Now it's putting my Scarmoni up against him. Probably steel. Weed cutter. I keep trying to come up with little things to understand which ones are good against the others. Oh, error. You must have taken it out.
No.
There ain't no Pokemon on there now.
I also just never cared. I
Anyways,
was just sitting there.
so anything you want to talk about, like with Moana, or how your boss being in town is, or...
I really enjoyed Moana, but it wasn't like... It wasn't the same kind of enjoy that I got out of Lilo and Stitch or that I get out of action movies. It was just, I guess, good, wholesome, fun, and enjoyable. But I also was noticing the whole mythology, allegories kind of thing, and it was cool the way they kind of showed both sides of it. Or all three sides of it. But yeah, it was really enjoyable. The music fit well and was well done. But yeah, I'd recommend watching it even if you are not a kid.
In a weird way, I think he's starting to come into that parental dad sort of thing. He's like, oh, I'm watching the good family wholesome stuff. I'm like, really?
Forgot the other thing I was going to talk about.
Nothing with coding? You haven't done anything really with coding this since...
I broke something on Futhark Generator and then fixed it.
Alright.
For anyone who's more technically inclined, I was using a library for connecting to Firebase that did not use... I was using a library for Firebase that didn't use the new JSON file that you download. It was using the deprecated server key, and so I switched to one that uses the new format. But in the process, forgot that one of my pages totally doesn't work with that.
Fair enough.
And I also had to update my HT access.
Alright. Well, anyway, so I'm gonna cut this off here, because...
So you can rest your arm?
That too.
Yeah. Bye.